noticed every time your team were out of possession, you shouted, "What's your job last night?" How much of that, knowing what your role is on and off the ball, is central to the way that your team achieves success?
Yeah, well, it's absolutely the cornerstone of success for us. They're really well coached. Rich does predominantly the coaching, and the lads know. I mean, we've just had a meeting there, and the lads are pulling players around on our screen to say, look, when he's there, I have to be there. They need to know their jobs. So more often than not, we always say that you concede a goal through 3 mistakes. Now, if one of the mistakes is that you're out of position, then straight away they've only got to find 2 more, and they're at you. So see you, mate. So it's essential for us because we like to high press. So once the ball goes dead, we want to stop them from starting. We want them to kick long. That suits us. Our centre halves are good, good athletes and good men. So I'd rather them kick long than play, through the line. So it's all about like stopping them starting, especially on throw-ins. I see loads of teams, and that's their way they play. I'm not saying we're right or wrong, but loads of teams, they get a throw in the bottom corner and they just drop off and say, "I'll just let them have it. We'll worry about it when they get over the halfway line." But we like to, try and win the ball as high up as we can. And, obviously, for that to happen, everybody has to do their job. The best teams find the weak link. They'll find it sooner or later. So if one person doesn't do their job, you can be punished at this level. So it's essential that all our lads are organised and understand their jobs and do their jobs to their best of their ability to give us an opportunity to win football games.
Is one of the best things a team can have is clarity on what you are, what you're trying to do, and how important is that based on maybe even your own playing career? I mean, did you ever play on teams where maybe you didn't quite have that as a team, and it told, and then you've been with teams and you've seen success because you know who you are, what you are?
Yeah, I've definitely played in teams where the DNA is evident to everybody. There's no grey area. And I have played in a team that possibly had better players, but we didn't do as well, funnily enough. But I just think that, there's certain parts of our play that I think are non-negotiables. Obviously, the pressing, the hard work, the usual sort of manager blag. But that's how I believe that we should play, that we have to match people's effort. If we lose on effort, then we might as well not turn up. But there's certain things, like I want my wingers to take the fullbacks on all the time. But in the same way, if they just can't get past them and they lay it back to the fullback, that has to come in. That has to be a cross. And if they do cross it and there's no one in the box, then the lads know the players who should be in the box won't stay in the team for very long. So I think they're non-negotiables, definitely. And the more non-negotiables you have, the more clarity there is, definitely, that you don't want grey areas for the players. Look, we give the players freedom. Well, I think we do. They can do what they like with the ball, really. But there's certain structures that, when we're on this part of the pitch, this is what we're looking for. You still get the choice. But, if you choose something that we don't want you to do, then make sure it works, possibly. So I don't want robots because no one wants robots. But we do want to know if Flo's going down the outside, takes the left back on, that the midfielder who's run 60 yards to get in the box is thinking it's going to come in sooner or later. So I think clarity is essential, and sometimes clarity isn't down to your the ability of the individual players. Sometimes it's down to the coaches and just a collective unit. It's a team sport. I mean, you just need all 11 players. So you can have the best individuals or 6 of the best individuals in the league, but if you haven't got clarity of the DNA and how you choose to play, then you're snookered. So, I'm not saying for a second that we've got the best players, but I like to think the lads know how they play. Sorry, I have them lights that go off if I don't move after like 2 minutes. So
yeah, you just disappeared then for a second.
Every pound's a prisoner.
It's quite a magic trick you did there. You just suddenly
I know, thanks,
disappeared.
mate. That's sort of things I do. Keep the lads on their toes, like rent a ghost. They don't know where I am, and then I just pop up.
Quick final point on the game. You've got a few injuries. You've got players who are absent. So can your players take a lot of pride from a win like that? Because a 3-0 win against Sheffield Wednesday, that's the kind of result that fans remember for a long time.
Yeah, well, I laughed at Jamie Lindsay, today about saying, "Oh, I scored a brace." There's bound to be someone who tells me, "Oh, loads of players have scored braces against Sheffield Wednesday." I don't know who, but I asked the lads beforehand to put in a performance like it was the last performance of their careers, the one performance that all their family and friends watched, and what they'd want to be remembered for. and I like to link emotion to football, and so I was really pleased with their performance, and it's a great game to win, but it is just a game. I know fans don't like me to say that, but it is. It's just 3 points. However, the 3 points are just a little bit sweeter. So if you said to me like you can beat, I don't know, Luton or Sheffield Wednesday, obviously we're going to choose Sheffield Wednesday, but I think it's really nice for the players who are involved in it that it will be a game that is talked about for years, really. But it won't count for anything if it isn't in a season of success, in my opinion. It's just so we need the season to continue the way we're going. We need to build. We need to get better. We need more positive results. But if you can win a game like that, then it gives the lads a load of confidence. And in fairness, it was my fault. I didn't think we started the game very well. We started the game with a real energy, but we were just a little bit rabbits in the headlights with the ball at our feet, and maybe because I maybe wound them up a bit too much before I sent them out as warriors, and we probably tipped over their stimulation really. So I need to have a look at myself, but it's a good win, obviously. I'm well aware that we've got to play Sheffield Wednesday away, so and I'm not being disrespectful of them, but it's good for our lads to win in games, and especially in pressure games, and especially at home, because we haven't won a home game. The only sad point for me and is the fact that the fans weren't there, because there's no greater feeling, I think, for a home fan, myself being a fan of sport, when um, the opposition fans start leaving before the end. Always a good one, the old "see you later" wave and that. So that might have happened last night, and at the final whistle, the lads could have had a victorious walk around the pitch and clap the fans, and vice versa, and it'd have been a lovely experience for them, which unfortunately, due to circumstances, that wasn't to be. So that's sad, but a win is great. A win against your local rivals is even better, and a convincing win, scoreline wise, is makes it even sweeter.